at Optus Stadium. Fremantle has made it 6 wins in a row with a 12-point victory over St Kilda. This was a strange game. The Saints had the better of the Dockers at times. They both had their momentum swings, but in that final term, Kane, it was Fremantle that stood up and seized their moments.
Yeah, so they did. They smashed them in the last quarter. So it was a stoppage story, really. So here's Jackson and Darcy. They were well beaten early by Rowan Marshall in the stoppage numbers, which is so lopsided in St Kilda's way again. Now, that was the case at the end, but finally Jackson and Darcy were able to hold up in the last quarter. So they both had 5-score involvements and kicked 3 goals between them in the last quarter. So they'll be thrilled with that. I didn't think it worked for 3 quarters. He just thought Jackson was well down on the form that he had shown, not as the ruckman, and Darcy was ineffective against Rowan Marshall, and the stoppage scores were just dominant in favour of St Kilda. But credit to them for hanging in there and really burying the Saints late, who started to show some fatigue. And Sarong, who was beaten badly, ended up having a big influence in the last quarter as well. So their key players stood up late, but not without a challenge and a fight, which was a credit to the St Kilda group, because talent for talent, it should have been no contest.
Now, Kane, you've got a lot of bobbleheads, footballs behind you. Do you have a Viking helmet? You might need one
sent over. Oh my goodness, what about this guy? How good was he? So Taru was, 14 spoils, I think they said during the broadcast, which is a St Kilda record. So his leap and his athleticism, I guess his courage in the air, this takes courage. To just be able to fly into a pack of grown men in, your second game. Then we see the speed and agility and toughness. So there was a couple of errors that he made, a turnover late that led to a Dudley goal, but the aerial strength, we've all heard about it in his draft year. So another blonde-headed lad playing for St Kilda is so exciting. And this is what they've needed. They've needed to unleash the kids at the Saints. It's got to be all about the kids. So it was just great to see that display. And you'd be surprised if he's not the rising star this week, wouldn't you?
It is exciting for St Kilda. Alex Taru, the Flying Viking, as Cal Toomey has dubbed him in just his second game, pick 10, I should say, from last year.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.